This is Brew Crew.
And this is Interviewing the Brew Crew.
Brew Crew!
So, Brew Crew. So, me, Grayson, Drake, Ponder, and who else? Drummer Boy. We're all sitting there, we're building our three-phase lines going down the hill. And me and Drake are on the ground. Drake comes running down the hill, yelling Brew Crew. We're like, what is Brew Crew? You know? Well, all of a sudden we just started yelling Brew Crew, Brew Crew. And for some reason, everyone just loves it. So we started yelling Brew Crew all over the classroom. It became like this big thing, and now everyone just keeps saying Brew Crew. It's the funniest thing. And now on our elite picture on Instagram that they just posted of us and all on the polls, every single one of the students commented hashtag Brew Crew underneath the picture.
But no one knows what it means?
Not a single person. Not a single person knows what it means.
But y'all are the Brew Crew.
But we're the Brew Crew.
Okay.
So, Ethan, his brother, went to the school early. They're like class 11, 10, 11, something like that. And he told Ethan that he found out what his actual name was. And I was like, dude, there's no way. So we were sitting there talking about it in class, and Caleb Anderson, he was like, I bet I can find it in less than 30 seconds. I said, no, you can't. So he got on his phone, he goes, it's Jimmy. I said, Jimmy. So, I mean, I called him Jimmy since we found it out, and then he didn't like that. So he'd walk in, I'd be like, Jimbo Slice. He just gives me the death stare like he wants to strangle me, but it's all right.
So it don't matter. We would be climbing all morning. We could climb all afternoon. And we get off them poles whenever we're in the pole circle, and we'd all be dog tired, sweating to death, 900,000 degrees outside, and we're sitting there trying to catch our breath. You know, we ain't really talking to each other. It's hot. We sitting there in the shade and we drinking water. We ain't really conversating too much. But every time we get off the poles, Walker would get off and he'd have the biggest smile on his face. It did not matter. I guess that's why we call him Smiley, obviously. But he would get off that pole and he'd be smiling 24/7. Like, dude, how in the world can you keep the positive attitude whenever we're in the middle of this heat getting yelled at every single day? I was like, somehow he just kept a smile on his face. I thought it was the funniest thing. He just.
I mean, did people ask him?
Yeah, he just smiled. Like, we used to have. He used to, get mad about stuff, and he'd be talking about how mad he was and smiling the whole time. He would have a smile and be like being mad, talking bad about something. He'd just never lose a smile. It was the funniest thing.
What about the Kansas Pros? You got any stories on them?
Yeah, last night we were at Champy's eating. It was me, the Kansas brothers, Lucas, Justin, Grayson, and Broussard, and we was all sitting there eating. Well, we go outside to like the little outside patio area. We're cutting up, messing around and stuff, and well, all of us, I walked to the bathroom, and as I'm walking out, I walk around the corner, and then Chad doesn't have a shirt on anymore. Like, he's sitting there with no shirt, just in like a crowd of people almost, and everybody's just staring at him. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, what? I'm like, put a shirt on. Derek's over there yelling at him like the older brother, acting like his daddy. It was funny. It was really funny.
Grayson, for some odd reason, had this giant thing. He was singing some song called Dream On by, I don't even remember who it was by. Do you remember who it was by? You remember he kept screaming Aerosmith. And he would go everywhere asking everyone to scream Dream On. It is the funniest thing in the world. That's like his big thing. He runs around screaming Dream On over and over and over. And he's actually pretty good at it, is the funny. I think that's what makes it kind of funny. He's actually kind of good at it.
So, seen a TikTok, and it was this dude walking up, he's like, hit the high part of Dream On and I'll give you $10. So I came out here and started doing it. I'd never done it before. I asked the old guys, Chad and Derek, I was like, can y'all sing Dream On? They were like, no. And they were like, can you? And I was like, I don't know. And I did it, and it was probably the most beautiful thing I've ever heard come out of my mouth, personally. It was pretty good. Should I do it?
Yeah,
do
it.
All right.
Oh, Joe. So, we're at the CD a lot, and no bathroom out there. So I was like, Joe, where can I go to the bathroom at? He's like, if you walk through them trees over there, there's a perfect root that you can sit on. It almost makes like a toilet bowl. Well, I get out there. Grayson seen the same thing. It happened to Grayson too. Well, I get out there, I see this root, and I'm like, that is a pretty good little spot. And then it just starts reeking, like unbearable smell, and it just looks like a cow. There's like a cow patty almost just sitting there. And I walked back and I was like, Joe, I can't use the bathroom over there. He's like, why? I was like, because you destroyed that poor little root. Toilet papers piled on top of it and stuff. It was bad. It was real
Filled
bad.
it up.
Oh, it was awful. Golly.
Great story.
So there I was, I guess it was yesterday morning, and I walk into the classroom, and Dylan has this chip. It's called the One Chip Challenge, hottest chip in the world, whatever else. So I walk in there, he's like, Gio, try this chip. And I was like, no. I said, I'm smart than that. It's 6:30 in the morning. Well, anyway, so I step out on the back porch. I was watching the sunrise, sitting there talking to everybody. And about 10, 15 minutes goes by, and I walk in. I'm like, Dylan, who'd you get to eat the chip? And he goes, Drake. And I look over at Drake, and Drake is complete, bawling his eyes out, redder than can be. And I literally thought he was about to pass out. Well, we're sitting there messing with Drake, and he's down in water, and he drinks. He's got a big water jug. Drinks his whole bottle of water. So I walk over there and I grab his water bottle. And I'm like, I'll fill it up for the kid. He's already borderline dying over here, sweating to death. I'm sweating through his clothes. And so I walk out there, I fill his water bottle up, and I hand it to him. Time goes on, we walk back inside, and I scratch my eye. Well, all of a sudden, my right eye just starts burning to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, this done infected me. My whole eyeball's about to fall out of my head. And then I look over, and Drake's not even there. I said, where'd Drake go? All about that time you're... And the classroom, we got the classroom and the bathroom's like a wall, 2 walls over, and he's in the bathroom, borderline naked in there because he's sweating all over the place, and he's throwing up. He's just pretty much dying. He's fighting for his life, battling demons inside this bathroom, and all we can think about is poor Drake. Luckily, EMT came out there and he had two jugs of milk for him, and I think he eventually came to, but I'm sure we'll have a picture to show of him, fighting demons inside the elite bathroom after eating a chip that probably about killed the little fella, or big guy as we call him. But
Hey folks, this is Randy from Elite Lineman Training School. I'd like to thank you for watching our video, and if you really like it and enjoy it, please hit the subscribe button down below and join us. Thank you. Have a great day.